Hello everyone, welcome to our tutorial here on noisejunkies.net and YouTube, of course. In this Cinema 4D tutorial, we're gonna explore a really cool plugin that I found this week. Now, some of you guys might already know about this plugin, which is over here. I am gonna take a guess and say that the pronunciation is Thrausi. Maybe it's Thrausi, I don't know. But there's this really cool plugin made by this website, and there are a couple videos on YouTube, a lot of them, so you guys might already know. But if you don't, this tutorial will change your life because this plugin is simply amazing and it's also free. So I would like to start off this tutorial by giving you guys the link. It's over here. I'll also put it in the description, and on the freebies you can actually download the plugin for Mac and for Windows, and there's different versions. You can check which one you prefer. So I'll just quickly guide you guys on how you can actually install it. Once you click the appropriate version, I have downloaded this one because my Cinema 4D is 11.5. You click and it will ask you to download. Yeah, I'm gonna just cancel it because I already downloaded, and I put mine on my desktop. When you open, you're going to have a folder. Then you can go in your applications and the Maxon folder, Cinema 4D, and you should have your plugins over here. All you have to do is, of course, drag the folder inside the plugins, that folder, Thrausi 1.22. So you have to open the RAR, and no virus should work pretty well, and you should have this amazing plugin which we're going to be going over right now. Also, after you watch this tutorial, I highly recommend checking out this tutorial by The Addicts. He has great videos here on YouTube, but this specific one talks about the same plugin, the Thrausi plugin, with a different example. I think he talks about smoke trails, which is also really cool, and it's a pretty short tutorial, so why not? So in this tutorial I am going to be showing you guys two different examples of the destruction of this plugin. I didn't even talk about what the plugin did yet, so apologies for that. The plugin pretty much is kind of like the explosion effect, which I have some tutorials on, but it does in a more natural, fluid way. You can notice I'm having some problems right here to do the live preview because I have a lot of things open at the same time, but if you have only Cinema 4D open, it shouldn't actually have any problems. Let's start from scratch, and I'm gonna begin by showing one of the cool things about Thrausi in a simple example. Actually, instead of creating a plane, I'm going to create a floor. First of all, create a floor, and let's create a quick material for that floor. So I'm just going to make it black for the color and a little bit reflective, like 20%. And then I'm going to apply that to the floor. I also want to create a sky by going to Object, Sky, Create Sky. And there's a lot of really cool presets. If you go here, Load Sky Preset, this one's my favorite for this purpose. Anyways, after you have your floor and your sky, let's create a cube in the primitives. I actually want to position in something like this so I can see the sun in the background. And you can also create a light, and since the sun is over there, it's logical that the light will be hitting the box in this way, but then we can't see anything, so just push the light a little bit forward, and that way it will look a little bit more natural on how it works. And now let's apply our cool plugin. All you have to do is select the cube, and then go on plugins, Thrausi 1.22, and then click on Thrausi, or I'm really messing up the pronunciation probably. And then here you can have how many pieces. Of course, the more the merrier, but also take more time to render. For the purpose of the tutorial, I'm going to put 20 pieces. There's also two modes, Voronoi and random. This one also takes a lot of time to render because it's a little more specific as far as the shape goes. And this one, as it says, is just random. You can also change the inclination of those pieces, how they're going to be cut. I'm going to change it just a little bit because I played before with it. There's also some options like dynamic and material especially, but you can actually see those later on. I'm just going to click break now, and you can see it does some sort of cool simulation, and done. Now you have your cube object in this broken down into all these pieces, and you have two new materials, the cut inside and the cut outside. If you hit play right now and my Cinema 4D is not acting out very nicely, you're gonna see it starts to break, but it'll just fall down instead of breaking. That's because we need a collision. So in the floor, you can in the Mac command click, and I think the Windows control click, go to MoGraph tag and click on rigid body, and that way they're gonna be colliding because there's two of them. If you scroll through the frames, you're gonna see it's actually breaking. I really apologize, Cinema 4D right now is taking a while to render. That's probably because I'm doing the screen capture and recording while I'm doing it, and this plugin is a little bit heavy. One cool thing though that we can do is to actually apply materials for the inside and the outside, and they can be different. So let's, for example, put some glow in the inside, and for the texture add a noise, and then you go fire, for example, and let's change this to a so in the fire you can do something like this, actually some sort of orange tone, and that way you're gonna have some sort of magma, lava-ish feel to the inside of the cube. Yeah, and of course, if you're going to do that, you should always apply the last glow possible. So let's just keep this to 50 and 50%, just a little bit, and then the outside you can, you know, make your own image. I'm going to actually load an image of Venus, and that way you're gonna have the surface of a planet, kind of. Yeah, that's not really a planet, but at least it has the texture of one. And you never know what you can find in distant galaxies, right? So this plugin is so cool that it can also create buildings from scratch and destroy them. So if you go to plugins and then building, which is still in the beta development, I'm going to create a 2x2x2 because I don't want my computer to crash. And I'm also going to forget about the balcony. Actually, I'm going to put a balcony. And you can click on build, and you're going to have a building. And you can also click on break now, and you're going to see a lot of interesting simulations going on by just the same process as we did with the cube, but now it's doing that to a building. Okay, cool. And once you have your building, well, you can actually see the simulations in here, wireframe. It will collapse, and it's really cool because there's a lot of different materials and textures going on. It's really awesome. Oh, good, Cinema 4D. You actually decided to work now. So you can see the building collapses in front of you, and you can change the materials naturally, like we did previously. Well, I think that's it. I know it's very simple outcome, and I'm sure there are other tutorials that explore different boundaries of this plugin, so I highly recommend you guys check those out. Anyways, that's the tutorial, and while I'm working on a tutorial, stay tuned in this YouTube channel, in Noise Junkies, because there's a lot of cool things happening. And thanks for watching, and we'll see each other next time.